Captain's Log, the podcast devoted to discussions and insights into pop culture with an emphasis on the supernatural, occult, and the all-around strange happenings of our world. Our mission? To boldly entertain like no one has before. Stardate 03/16/2020. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Captain's Log. I am your host, Jose Villa Jr., joined by a first mate and co-host Mason Schrader.
Hello!
And we are back for the second half of our Midwest, Mysteries of the Midwest
Correct.
series. So this is the second half of the second half of the Midwest. So we're doing...
It's technically part 3 of the
Midwest.
Midwest.
It's part 3. We're finalizing it with, what is it? Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa.
Listen, all right. Time management is hard, and sometimes you don't... And we know people don't want to listen to 2 hours of this.
Right.
So we said 2 parts. It's now 3 parts.
Yeah. You got a fucking problem? Why don't you fight me?
We'll
all right?
get better.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. So we're just going to be jumping in again. We're this Midwest region that we are defining, just in case you are jumping in, and then this is your first episode, we're defining the Midwest as the following states of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, and finally Iowa. The most boring song. Doesn't that just seem like the lamest song?
You watch your fucking mouth, pal. Also, you can find parts 1 and 2 on the channel. You should listen to those.
You can,
if you want
you can find them on Spotify and Apple and
whatever
wherever
you're listening
you get.
to this one on.
Yeah, you very smart person. Actually, thank you for tuning into the show.
Stop that.
Yeah.
People are listening.
Okay, we're just gonna jump right back in again. We're examining these legends and we're just kind of giving you our little 2 cents on them. Last time we talked about was it Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri?
Correct.
And now we are jumping in, starting with Kansas.
Hey.
So let's jump into it. We start by heading to the west to the sunflower state of Kansas, or as I like to call it, Assville, USA.
Wait, what? Why?
Because it's so fucking boring. Have you ever driven to
come
Kansas?
on.
I stayed like 3 days there and it sucked.
Hey,
Nothing but fucking cows for miles.
You stop it. Kansas is fine.
Okay, fine. It's better than Iowa.
It's not better than Iowa.
That's what I thought. It's Assville, USA.
It's not. There's just okay, listen. It's probably better than Iowa, actually, now that I think about it.
No.
It's fine.
There's more. It stinks. It doesn't matter.
It's the same as Iowa. Just leave Kansas alone. There's one state that gets all the hate here. Missouri, I was joking about, by the way. So sorry about that, Missouri. There's one state that's going to get punched right in its stupid state butthole.
Since at least the 1950s, visitors to the sandhills north of Hutchinson, Kansas, have been careful not to stray too far from the hiking trails, lest they encounter the deformed figure of the Hamburger Man. The legend goes a little like this.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What?
On a pitch black night, 2 lovers sit in their parked car on 56th Street in Hutchinson.
And then they got real hungry.
Yeah. For a moment, it seems as if nothing exists, but then, as they stare into each other's eyes, suddenly they are brought back down to earth by the terrifying sound of screeching metal. Oh my god, that sounds like screeching metal. The driver's side door is ripped open, and there stands the monstrous outline of a man, 7 feet tall, a hook for hand, and reeking of rancid grease.
A large head that looks like a burger between 2
It's
buns.
the mayor of...
It's Mayor McCheese.
Yeah. As the 2 lovers try to get away, they catch a glimpse of his face, horribly disfigured, looking almost like ground-up hamburger meat. They meet a horrific end as they are kidnapped and chopped up into hamburger meat themselves. Half ghost, half monster, in full stupidity, the Hamburger Man has stalked his way into urban legend status through numerous generations.
Wait. He's a half ghost, half
I
monster?
don't fucking know. That's what they describe it as. It doesn't make any sense to me. You can't be a half ghost and be a monster at the same time.
You can't even
You're
be
either
a half...
full ghost or you're full fucking monster.
You can't even be half ghost. You can't be half ghost.
You can't.
Plain
Yeah, it
simple.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
You're not half dead.
I mean, a genie, I guess, because their lower part
That's
is
not
like
a ghost. Also, what? Shut up.
The Hamburger man has stalked his way to urban legend status through numerous generations. It is said, once he kidnaps his victims, he drags them back to his shack located deep within Sandhill State Park. His weapon of choice is a large curved knife or a hook. There is some disagreement as to...
Hey, it's me. I'm the Hamburger man.
You're just a really big, fat guy with, like,
Do you want a hamburger?
grease stains on your shirt.
Hamburger?
No, I'm good. You seem really creepy.
I'm
so.
gonna make you into a hamburger.
Please don't.
I'm gonna.
Where's my pepper spray?
No. It's just gonna make me peppery and delicious. Oh, fuck my eye!
There's some disagreement as to what he may be, but with some speculating he is a ghost. I know, this is so stupid, right? With some speculating he is a ghost, while others claim he was a hermit who was horrifically disfigured. In her book,
Wait,
Haunted
no one
Kansas,
thinks he's actually made of hamburger?
Nope.
Oh, that's dumb.
I know. In her book, Haunted Kansas, author Liza Hefner Heist postulates that the origin of the story could have been based on a true story, saying an older informant remembered an incident that happened in the 40s involving a house fire, killing all of the members of a family in town. One member of the family,
Not
a
all
son,
of them.
survived, but was badly burned and scarred. He remained in town for a while, but later moved up north.
I don't like it because they call me the Hamburger man.
Oh my god, look at that fat, fucking, disgusting piece of shit.
I thought I was burnt.
Oh, yeah.
You guys hate
Look
me
at
because
that.
I'm fat?
Yeah, we don't really have a problem with the fact that you're burnt.
This is
It's fat shaming in the 1940s.
hurtful.
You big, fat, ugly fatty. Get out of here.
I'm gonna live in the woods.
Yeah, that's right. Probably eat people because you're so fat. Fat ass. And that's Kansas, baby. A concrete bridge sits outside of the small town of Valley Center, Kansas. If you were driving past it, you probably wouldn't bat an eye at it. But this bridge is reportedly one of the most haunted locations in the state of Kansas.
It and the Burger King over on 6th Street.
The story surrounding the bridge, dubbed Theorosa's Bridge, varies, but almost every manifestation revolves around a mother and her child in the 1800s. The two most popular versions being one where a group of Native Americans attacked a wagon full of settlers and stole a baby named Theorosa. You know, because they just did, I guess.
Hey, man, don't look at me.
The mourning mother roamed the area calling out the baby's name until she died, and reportedly you can still hear her cry out for her child. In the modern version of the legend, Theorosa was a farm wife who gave birth to an illegitimate child. She threw the child down off the bridge into the water below. You know, as you do.
Just yeeted the baby off the bridge.
and eventually threw herself over out of guilt.
Chuck the baby off the bridge.
Fuck them babies.
She just fucking punted a baby off
Yeah.
the bridge.
Rumor has it if you go onto the bridge and call out Theorosa's name, telling her you have her child, she will come out of the water and attack you and throw you into the river as well.
Just imagine like a bar bouncer throws a drunk person out of a bar.
Yeah, just
like with just like boom. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know. This story to me is just dumb. It's just
so
a bridge.
funny.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. Every bridge is haunted. Apparently,
Yeah.
every bridge has a bit person.
I think, what is this, the second bridge story we've had?
Yeah, I think
No,
so.
third overall in the series.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fucking Midwesterners and their bridges.
We got a lot of little gaps we got to get over. Calm down. Jesus Christ.
On a hill in Kansas City rests a crumbling mansion with sinister reputation. There are many ghost stories surrounding this gothic-looking structure. It was built in between 1869 and 1871. The 2.5-story house with its soaring tower and its widow's walk is said to be the finest example of 19th century Italianate architecture in the state of Kansas.
Jesus Christ. Could you make these less interesting next time, Jose? God, I think people are going to overdose on how interesting they are.
One of the stories told about the place is a tragic tale of a husband and wife's suicides. At the end of the Civil War, a woman, supposedly Mrs. Sauer, who lived in this mansion, was told by her husband that...
Her name's Mrs. Sauer.
Yeah, well, it's the Sauer Castle is what it's called.
Okay, sure.
Okay. It's okay, yeah, I'll get into it in a second. She was told by her husband that he would return on a ferry, and if he wasn't there, it meant that he had died in the war.
I just don't think ferries are real.
No, Mason, like a boat ferry.
What?
Yeah.
Like a ferry that lives on a boat?
Yep. So, when she went away for him and he did not return, she went back to the castle and killed herself by hanging herself from the tower thinking he had been killed. When he returned home from the war, he found her hanging and in turn killed himself.
Dude, it's the fucking 1800s. People take a long time to go places. Give it a year.
Yeah.
If you're in the 1800s, you can't kill yourself. Like, what? Did she even wait? Was it the day he was supposed to come home?
Yeah. However, it should be noted that the mansion had not even been built at the time that this supposedly occurs.
What the fuck?
And also, the legend is just basically Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, no shit.
There's a bunch of different ghost stories around this place. So it is called the Sauer Castle, and it was named that because it's based on a real man. I think, what was his name?
The guy who created Warheads.
Yeah.
The candy. The sour candy warhead.
Anton Sauer was the man who built this place. And him and his family lived there, and then they, passed away or whatever, and there's a bunch of stories about them. But
Papa, can we have something other than sour candy tonight?
no. Now stick these all in your mouth and tell me which one's the most sourest one.
All of them.
Yeah. Kind of makes your cheeks hurt, huh? Cut the roof of your tongue.
Actually,
And drink this ice cold water.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
You're a sour man.
Yeah, I am.
This house was built on sour candy. Okay. So is that enough of the sour candy jokes? Okay.
Hey guys, it's Jose here with a quick ad break. Okay, so you guys know by now that a recent Pew study found that 27% of adults say they haven't read a single book in the past year, which is nuts to me because I love books, because I love being exposed to some great storytelling, and that is where Audible comes in. Audible boasts a collection of thousands of audiobooks, and the thing that Audible offers busy people who don't have the time to sit down and read a book is found time, which is the ability to listen to a great audiobook when you're on the move, while commuting, cooking, exercising, gardening, or if you're practicing social distancing or quarantined at home and bored out of your mind. Well, right now you can get a 30-day free trial by going to audibletrial.com/captainslog or by clicking the link in the show notes. My most recent listen has been Horns by Joe Hill after Mason's recommendation, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. It is so brilliantly written and narrated that I am immersed into the world every time I listen. During this COVID-19 pandemic, Audible has been especially great. But if audiobooks aren't your thing, they also have a huge collection of podcasts, guided wellness programs, theatrical performances, A-list comedy, and exclusive Audible originals you won't find anywhere else. So honestly, what reason do you have for not giving Audible a try? Go get started on your 30-day trial now by going to audibletrial.com/captainslog or by again clicking the link in the show notes. You'll be helping us out and helping yourself out. So go get started now and enjoy the rest of the podcast. And now we come to the state whose newest slogan is, honestly, it's not for everyone.
This fucking state.
Our neighbor, Nebraska.
More like Nebraska. Like ass.
Assville, USA Part 2, baby.
Not even part 2. This is part 1 at best. Okay. People probably don't know this, except for people that live in my state, which is Iowa, and fucking Buttholeville, Nebraska. But Nebraska's a garbage state that thinks they're fucking better than us when they're garbage.
Wow.
They're garbage. They don't have... Like, we don't have anything. I'm not, like super into Iowa. Yeah. But they've got less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck them. Fuck them Nebraskans.
Fuck them Nebraskans.
You can... I'll tell them.
Yeah. I can quote you on that?
You can quote me. Fuck them Nebraskans.
All right. You all heard it here, folks. Mason Schrader is against Nebraskans.
They're buttholes.
On March 11th, 2011, the world was rocked by a nuclear disaster at Fukushima.
I'm excited to see if this links to fucking Nebraska.
Yeah, right? The disastrous event has been reported by some to have had a more drastic effect than Chernobyl.
Still, nothing to do with Nebraska.
With the consequences of it still being felt in Japan.
Ah, so not Nebraska.
And according to this urban legend, also in Nebraska. According to the legend, after the nuclear disaster, Asian hornets became mutated and grew 4 times in size.
Sure.
And somehow found their way to Nebraska.
Just Nebraska.
Where they were responsible for many deaths around the state.
They flew over the entire ocean and settled in Nebraska? Yep. I guess it makes sense because you know how Nebraska and Japan have such similar climates.
Yep. After people were stung and died, did I mention that it was the legend says that they were responsible for many deaths around the state after people were stung and died due to the venom that was released with the sting, which is said to be 2,000 times stronger than the common wasp. Now, the Asian hornet is a real species of hornet. and it is the largest of its kind in the world, whose sting is particularly effective in dispatching victims. The stinger of the Asian giant hornet is not barbed and therefore remains attached to his body once used. This means that the Asian hornets are able to sting their victims repeatedly, injecting a complex venom that is known to contain 8 different chemicals.
Okay, honestly, hornets are nightmares.
They're fucking scary.
I got a bee sting the other day. It was terrible.
I've never been stung by a bee. I was stung by a wasp.
I got stung in the eye. Once.
What?
So it was when I was really little. It wasn't like my full. It was like the bag under my eye, but it was pretty close.
Yeah.
I was. This is gonna make me sound like a fucking idiot.
No, not more than you already sound.
I was about 10 to 15 feet away from this like tube that comes out of the side of the building, and there was a hornet's nest in there.
God.
And I was looking at it. And one flew directly into my eyeball.
Sounds like you had it coming.
And then stung me in it. I was like 10 to 15 feet back.
That's what you get for being 10 to 15
I was
back.
probably like 8 feet back.
God, I was right next to it.
My face wasn't on the pipe, that's for sure. It felt like I was a long distance away, but as a child, distances seem longer. Now I'm kind of thinking I was probably closer, because you know how hornets don't fly. It's fine.
Yep.
They didn't like me looking.
And
I must have looked at a wasp like undressing, and some angry.
And her husband was like, "That's my wife."
Yeah, exactly.
And there were reports from Asian countries of deadly encounters with the insect. The following is an excerpt from a piece written by CNN. Hornets have killed dozens of people in China and injured more than 1,500 with their powerful venomous sting. The Asian giant hornet, known scientifically as Vespa mandarinia, carries a
Seriously, don't make this any more interesting. God, people love the Latin names for hornets.
Now I feel really bad about all the research I put into this. Carries a venom that destroys red blood cells. You didn't do anything, Mason. You just sit here with your Converse shoes up on a chair, with your little beanie, and you just sit here and you judge me from your ivory tower, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. Could you not interrupt? I was engaged.
It carries a venom that destroys red blood cells, which can result in kidney failure and death. Anyway, but that just so you know that it could be a plausible thing.
I get it. They can murder people. Hold on, let me try my hand at the research for that. Now, it is possible for hornet stings to actually kill you.
Yeah, but you have to give facts. Shut the fuck up. But perhaps a bigger problem than the toxicity of the venom is... Okay, you know what? I'm just going to skip all this.
Me dying of boredom during this episode?
I'm just going to skip this. Just know that 165 people in 3 cities in the Shanghai province were injured because of these.
I'm just doing this for the podcast, Jose. You know I appreciate it.
It's fine. But those killer hornets were not created by radioactivity from disaster, and they definitely have not killed any people in Nebraska, which is approximately 1,400 miles inland from the Pacific Ocean and about 6,000 miles from Japan.
They weren't, and they weren't? What?
What?
They weren't?
No, they were not created by... These are just naturally existing hornets.
And they don't... The Asian hornets...
They don't live in fucking Nebraska.
They weren't mutated and they don't live in Nebraska?
No! Japan is 6,000 miles away from you.
What about if they got on an airplane?
Oh my god, you guys are dummies, huh? Okay, yeah, okay.
No, they got on an airplane.
So you guys are really stupid, okay.
What about...
Everybody knows that Asian countries don't give out passports to bees.
What about... Okay.
They only give them out to mosquitoes.
You know the Hulk, right? Who got gamma rayed, and then he's got big.
Gamma rayed?
He got gamma rayed.
Yeah,
You know, Beck made a song about it.
Yeah.
Come on, little gamma ray.
Yeah, what's your point?
Living in... And then they came... So if they got gamma rayed, they can fly 6,000 miles. What if they took a break on a shark? Or a whale?
Jesus Christ.
That's possible. Hi, I'm the mayor of Nebraska.
Oh my god, nice to meet you. The mayor of Nebraska, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
My name is Mayor McCheese. Fuck you, Nebraska.
He's got him. Hot take. Hot take from Mason on Nebraska.
Not from an Iowan perspective.
Rawhide Creek is a small tributary of Elkhorn River in Douglas County, Nebraska.
Oh god, I'm gonna sing it at some point in time. Rawhide. Sing it.
Sing what?
The song.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard it. But the legend of how it got its name is well known.
Move 'em on, hit 'em up, move 'em on, hit 'em up, Rawhide.
A story
Trot 'em out, ride 'em in, trot 'em out, ride 'em in.
A story of senseless violence and brutal... That's all we get. Story of sense. We've gone over the 15 seconds, damn it.
You should probably cut that.
A story of senseless violence and brutal retribution. See, the story goes like this. Like many settlers in frontier days, there existed a man with a strong, racist hatred of Native Americans.
I'm sorry. This is questionable. You think that happened?
Most definitely, without a doubt.
Oh, wait. Oh, it says a white person who's racist against... Never mind. Yeah, that happened constantly.
There existed a man with a strong racist hatred of Native Americans who vowed to kill as many as he could. And one day, an unfortunate Native American girl fell victim to the depraved young white man.
Hello, little girl. My name is Racist Steve.
Why do they call you Racist Steve?
Well, it's because of the racism.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm going to stab you. Do you know why?
He shot her in the head, supposedly.
Do you know why?
Why?
I'm going to shoot you in the head, though?
Why?
The racism.
I wouldn't have seen that coming. The girl's tribe soon tracked her killer down and confronted him along with the rest of his party, giving him an ultimatum to either hand over the murderer or they would all be killed.
Give us Racist Steve or everybody gets it.
Okay. Yeah, go. Sorry, dude. We don't even really like you that much. You're really fucking racist.
What? You guys don't like racist? You guys don't
like
like me?
We like racism a little bit, but you're taking it too far.
You guys don't like... That's what I call myself. Everyone calls me Racist Steve.
It's not a cool nickname.
Because I'm...
You guys can kill him or whatever you're going to do with him. Okay, see ya.
Hey, wait, no. Hey, before they come over here, can we talk real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, listen, I wouldn't have been this racist if you had been, like, told me it wasn't cool.
You should have just known. So, whoops.
No, but I just do whatever society tells me to do.
That's too bad. Sounds like you should take responsibility for your own actions.
I'm not racist. I'm ignorant.
Well, now you're going to be dead.
For my racism?
Yes.
You think that's deserved?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, you're right. It totally is. Sorry.
The group quickly handed over the young man to face his bloody fate. And as a revenge for the senseless murder, the Native American tribe tortured and beat the young man, finally skinning him on the banks of the creek and leaving his hide behind as a warning to the remaining settlers in the area. Don't fuck with us. And it is reported that to this day you can still hear the screams of the killer among the banks, and that on occasion the creek still runs red with his blood.
Oh my god, did you see that they skinned Racist Steve and put him up there?
Holy, that was him? I thought that was somebody else.
No, it's clearly him because of the giant swastika tattoo.
I can see that, yeah.
No one else has that. That doesn't even exist yet.
Be a pretty sick rug though, right?
He's like a future... Wait, what?
What?
What's your deal?
Real quick, what do you think? Do you think it's okay to make furniture out of humans?
Okay, I'm gonna... So Racist Steve, his whole thing was that society would not have made him racist. Are you gonna say that if I say no to that?
Say what?
Right. Hey, he murdered the other girl.
No, I didn't. That wasn't me. Nah.
Yeah, no, murder him too. I think he made furniture.
They call me Lover of Human Furniture Bill. It's a long name. I gotta work on it.
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, it doesn't. You know what does roll off the tongue? These little candies I made from human eyeballs.
Yeah, those are just eyeballs. They're not even made. Gross.
Yum.
You're gross. I don't like you.
I don't like me either. That's why I don't kill. In Lincoln, Nebraska, sits a wooded area known as Wilderness Park. An area
creative name,
that
Nebraska.
is supposedly haunted by the ghosts of 11 who died in a horrific train accident.
The ghosts of 11 people, not an 11-year-old ghost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those who hike through the park at dusk report hearing strange noises coming from the trees.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh my god, did you hear those noises?
I do. I think there's 11 ghosts in this park.
How many of you are here? 12, guys. No, you guys forget about me.
One. Fuck you.
Guys, why? We're dead. Why do you...
You died a separate death from the 11
Yeah,
of
but
us.
I'm here. Can I...
It was different. You're not part of us. Go back to your hike. Hey, I think we should get back to our hike.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
Others who stay until after the sun has set say they report hearing strange, heavy footsteps behind them in the area of the rail bridge. And when they turn to look, no one is there.
There's actually 11 of us back here.
Huh? No one's here. Oh boy.
There's 11 of us.
12, guys.
Shut the fuck up.
I just want to...
Hey. Seriously? Stop. We're trying to do the 11 people ghost thing, and you keep fucking it up.
I just don't think it's fair because I also died here.
But you didn't die in the thing that we died in.
But I have to haunt this area with you guys. I don't like that. It's fucked up that you guys are excluding me from this.
Hey.
It's bullying, and I'm gonna go to the Ghost Authority over this.
Good. Go to them while you're gone. We're gonna get back to haunting these guys.
I'm gonna go.
Seriously, fuck you. Go. This is an
You guys-
audio.
you
This is an audio.
you guys are so mean.
An audio only thing. People can't see what you're
I'm
doing.
flipping you off.
Okay. Well, it's dumb. God. Anyway, I fucking hate that guy.
Many speculate that the victims of this disaster haunt the area because they never got the justice they deserved, as their murderer only served 10 years of his sentence before being released on parole.
And he should have served 11. 1 year for each ghost.
Except the truth is a little more complicated. There was indeed a railway accident, and 11 people did die, and someone was convicted. But he most certainly did not commit the crime.
What?
Because you see, on August 9th, 1894, at around 9:30 p.m., a train bound for Lincoln, Nebraska derailed from a 40-foot high trestle just outside of town. When the train fell, the engine burst open and spilled hot coals that set the whole train on fire. 11 of the passengers and crew were killed in the ensuing carnage and fire. It was discovered that this was no ordinary accident, but that the rails had in fact been sabotaged.
Saboteur.
Yeah. Listen up, y'all, it's a sabotage! Thank you for coming to my spoken reading of sabotage.
If you take that out, I'm gonna lose it.
I'm not. I can't. Contractually obligated to keep it in. Spikes had been pulled out and a crowbar had been used, which was found on the scene, with the intent of derailing the train. It was the largest mass murder the state of Nebraska had seen, and although the case is considered unsolved today, it was not in 1894. Within 2 days of the incident, police had detained George Washington Davis.
Oh my God, the first president of the United States?
No.
Oh, no, sorry. The guy who made peanut butter?
No.
Oh.
Davis, who was an African...
Wait, that guy who murdered 11 people?
No, actually.
Oh.
Davis, who was an African-American man, had spent time in prison for theft, but there was little to no evidence linking him to the crime except for the fact that some survivors had claimed they had seen him standing nearby in the aftermath of the wreck. That, along with the color of his skin, was more than enough to have a jury convict him of guilty of second-degree murder.
Hi, my name is Racist Steve Jr. I'm the sheriff around these parts, and it was you.
I was like 20 miles away.
Shut up. You're in jail. Racist Steve Jr.
Thankfully, he was granted parole in 1905 and subsequently faded from history.
Oh,
So he was good.
Well, at least it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a tiny miscarriage of justice, not a big one.
Yeah. And finally, we bring it on home to the Hawkeye State, Iowa.
Woot woot. I'm gonna call it the Cyclone State, Iowa State.
Okay. I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
In 1920,
That'd be like me saying like I'm a Ute fan.
I'm a U fan. Nobody likes BYU. I don't like BYU. I'm going to say this right now on the podcast. I don't care if this is political for anybody. I don't care much for BYU. Fuck BYU.
Jesus Christ. You think they deserve that?
Yes, because they're horrible to a lot of people who aren't Mormon.
You think people deserve
Doesn't
that?
matter.
You
Also,
wanna
they're
start
so
just screaming?
lame.
Like, how would you feel if I just started screaming about an entire state?
No, BYU is a...
I know it's a college, but how would you feel if I did that about a state? Wouldn't you be a little offended for our listeners?
You just did that to Nebraska.
They're not a state. They're a dirty butthole.
I got him. In 1920, brothers Lou and Jesse Tisser were walking over the swinging pedestrian bridge at Lover's Leap Ravine. The two teenagers were more than likely used to the sway of the bridge at this point, but this time the planks gave out from under them, and in a flash they were at the bottom, miraculously unscathed.
Holy fuck, Lou. Jesus Christ. We're fine?
Ah!
Oh
Fuck! My leg is snapped in half.
Oh my God, we're definitely not fine.
Ah!
I'm totally fine. What happened
Ah! You could chalk it up to a stroke of luck. Or perhaps someone was watching over them. This bridge is, after all, known as Lover's Leap Bridge.
to you? Yes.
The bridge, which is found in Columbus Junction, Iowa, comes complete with a legend of its own.
There was once a hairy, shorter man and the taller Mexican man on this bridge. It was us. We've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bridge goes back long before the Tisser brothers made their crossing. The original one, made from salvaged barrel wood, dates from either 1880 or 1886 and was built to provide a direct route from 4th Street to 3rd without having to walk all the way around the, it should be noted, 80-foot ravine. Didn't look 80 feet when we were there, huh?
No, it's fucking big.
It's big, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of overgrown, but
Yeah.
also, I've also seen how much space that spans. First off, it's not that long of a walk.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, it's kind of a long walk, but if I was like, oh, I could cross this bridge made of barrel planks, or I could walk.
Yeah.
10 more minutes, 15 at the most.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the 15-minute walk.
Right. That one lasted until 1902 when its haphazardous construction was condemned by the city, and then 1904, bridge number 2 went up, and it stayed up for 16 years until it tumbled down under the Tizzer brothers' feet. 2 years after that, the bridge was rebuilt, and bridge number 3 had a few updates and overhauls over the decades, but it's been up ever since, which is the one we climbed on.
We were on the third iteration of that bridge?
Which, 2 years after it fell in 1920, it's been around since 1922. Holy shit!
That makes me feel so much worse because it was like on the bridge and I'm like, this is scary, but like it's at least it's a modern bridge.
Nope.
It's from the 20s?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Al Capone fucked on that bridge?
Yes, actually.
We'll get to it.
No one really knows how the ravine came to be known as Lover's Leap, but the most often told tale is the story of a lovesick Indian maiden whose lover was killed in battle, who then threw herself to the bottom to end her grief, and instead of the maiden is buried at the bottom. If you cross over at night, you can hear her mournful cries. Maybe it was her watching over the Tisser brothers back in 1920.
That's nice.
So we went to this because I didn't even know it existed until we went to we were driving by and you suggested that we stop, and it's this swinging bridge, and it's called the swinging bridge because you step on it and it's fucking like,
dude, it is not fucking around as a swinging bridge. That thing swangs.
Yeah, so you're already a couple feet up in the air and it's fucking swaying back and forth.
Yeah.
It's a rickety ass old bridge.
Well, it's not really rickety. Like it felt
rickety looking.
It felt structurally sound, but yeah, I mean it's a swaying bridge. It's
but now that I know it was built in 1922, I don't feel good about the fact that I was jumping on it.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on the bridge. In fact, at one point, people passed us, which means there are 4 people in one spot on that bridge.
So the night that we were there, it was weird. We kept hearing like weird rustling underneath. Because underneath it's like all overgrown
it's
now,
like
so you can't see.
I mean, because it doesn't look, it looks like it's maybe like 60 feet across at this point. I don't know how deep it is, but yeah.
Yeah, so the day we were there, we kept hearing like rustling underneath, and we couldn't see what it was.
Like we'd like sit there, like we'd be like talking, and we'd hear
like something scurrying really fast.
And it was probably just like
an animal,
possum or a raccoon.
It was real spooky.
It was really creepy because it was like weirdly timed, where we'd be like, wait, did you hear that? And be like, nothing. And then we kind of like forget about it, and then it would happen. But then like one time we were like, no, listen, and it'd be like, and then it started doing it when we were listening for it. It got weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
And then it would stop, and we'd like forget about it, and then just happen again. Like it was fun.
Witches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earling, Iowa is a quiet little town with a population of less than 500. You would never suspect that this sleepy town was the site of one of the last ancient exorcisms in America. Emma Schmidt, referred to as Anna Eklund in Father Carl Vogel's publication Satan Be Gone.
Begone, Satan! Satan be gone!
Was born in 1882 in Marathon, Wisconsin. She was a highly religious girl and attended the local Catholic Church. But by the time she turned 14, she was repulsed by the Holy Communion and expressed a desire to attack priests and destroy objects within the church.
Okay, attacking priests is unnecessary, but I get it. They're molesters.
No, not all of them.
Listen, a percentage of molesters is too many molesters.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Her family took her to the doctors who could do nothing for her.
Oh, she's got the crazy.
Which is when they called in Father Theophilus Reisinger to perform the rites of exorcism in 1912.
That's a fucking badass name.
Yeah, right?
Theophilus? That's amazing.
Yeah. Schmidt responded with violence when approached with blessed items, and only blessed items.
Fuck you.
She responded similarly when prayed over in Latin. Reisinger discovered the undereducated Schmidt could speak Latin and German. He rationalized this.
Guten Tag. Cocksucker.
Maybe she can speak that because she's been exposed to those languages in church and in the German-settled Wisconsin community.
Hola. I mean, wait, is that Latin? I don't actually know.
So he thought that she could maybe speak that because of her community and because of church.
Because so he was actually kind of rational about this?
Yeah.
He wasn't immediately
because up until the 60s,
Satan.
Yeah, up until the 60s, a lot of Catholic Mass was held in Latin.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, the German, but I guess they did settle the Midwest, so.
But she could
look at me, my last name's Schrader, without a C, you bitch.
With the C. But she could also inexplicably speak Hebrew, Polish, and Italian.
Okay,
the priest performed.
She keeps yelling, pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
She's possessed.
She's possessed by Little Caesar. The priest performed an exorcism, and Schmidt's life went somewhat back to normal. Although years later, he discovered that she continued to hear voices no one else could hear.
The Exorcist 2. Just kidding. She was obviously schizophrenic.
That's what I was thinking. However, if Schmidt's behavior was due to an unwanted entity or entities, the exorcism, or as some exorcisms go, only sent the creatures inside Schmidt into hiding. In 1928, the devil showed itself in her again.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, it's me, the devil.
I went and got that pizza that I kept yelling about.
Little Caesar's pizza's fucking delicious.
God, it's so the square pan? Have you heard of the square pan pizza? Oh my God, it's like it gets these crooks and shit. What's this? Crooks and
Crannies?
Crannies, that's the word. Thank you, Schmidt. This is why I love you. It's got these nooks and crannies in it.
Oh my God, can you leave my body?
And they're so delicious.
Did you bring any pizza for me at least?
Yeah. You're my girl. You know I brought you pizza.
Oh, thanks, devil. You're so good to me.
Yeah. The nooks and crannies. I thank you for reminding me of that word.
And the second round of exorcism began when Schmidt was around 40.
Round 2!
She suffered from demonic voices in her head telling her to do unspeakable things. And as time went on, the possession grew worse and worse. Schmidt was unable to enter a church. When Pastor Steiger, one of the priests involved in the exorcism, hid a relic in the pocket of his robe, the demons that possessed Emma knew and became angry.
Yeah! Oh, you dick.
You get that goddamn relic out of here. You think we can't see that shit?
I know there's one of those weird little incensey swinging things in your pocket.
Big ass fucking bulge in his robe, and she's like, oh, the demons know. The demons know there's something in your pocket. There's a cross shape in your pocket, but I didn't know that. The demons know that. Fuck out of here, Emma.
Emma,
fuck out of here.
This isn't cute anymore. You're 40.
It was cute when you were 16, but now it's weird. When Emma was taken to the local convent for the exorcism, things got even stranger. In at least one instance during the exorcism, Emma levitated off of her bed, to the horror of the priests and nuns present. Her body was so swollen and distorted during the possession that the nuns feared she would burst.
Gross.
And according to witnesses, her head often swelled up and her eyes bulged out of her head, making her look almost unrecognizable. In another instance, Emma escaped the bed she was being confined in and broke free of the guards before she flew through the air and landed above the door.
Okay.
Where she clung to the wall in an unearthly and terrifying manner.
What the fuck?
Throughout the possession, a horrible stench filled the room.
I keep shitting myself. It's all the Little Caesars I'm eating. I'm shitting so much.
Although she ate little, Emma vomited dozens of times
Little
a day.
Caesars?
And then
I ate Little Caesars.
And the nuns were made. Well, it's Iowa, so she probably ate Casey's, that shitty pizza.
Oh, we're gonna throw hands. Their breakfast pizza's a goddamn masterpiece.
Breakfast pizza's fucking atrocious.
You're atrocious. Get out of here. God, you suck.
And the nuns were made. The names were fuck. You tripped me up. The nuns were made busy carrying out the foul green vomit out by the bucket load.
Oh my God.
Voices that no human could produce emanated from her body and screamed at the priests and nuns.
Wait, what
they
is-
sounded a little like this. Like, oh boy, I'm really possessed. Like, zoinks, man.
Did they actually describe what is voices that nobody can make?
You ever seen Annalise Michael? You ever heard of her? She was the other famous possession that inspired like the exorcism of Emily Rose, where it's the German girl who was like she wasn't a little girl, but she was a German girl who was like,
okay,
yeah,
just
it's
like
kind of stuff like that.
What's the other one? The one they made The Conjuring 2 from in England. Do you remember that? Did you watch that?
No,
Where
but
it's
I know
like
what you're talking about, yeah.
She's like, I'm a little 4-year-old England girl.
And then she's like,
it's just like, oh yeah.
you big fat cocked motherfucker. You think you can walk in here swinging that fucking crucifix around? You're gonna kick me out? Fuck no. Oh, I run this town and give me some Little Caesars pizza, huh?
In our findings, the Holy Catholic Church has found that demons love Little Caesars pizza.
Give me some more of that fucking... Give me some crazy bread when you bring that pizza around, huh?
You can get a 2-liter for $2. How fucking good is that?
When we tried to bring Domino's pizza in, it had a very disastrous effect. Get that shit out of here.
That was it. It had a very extreme effect. Get that shit out of here.
What is that, Domino's? I don't really care for that. No. Little Caesars, you didn't hear me. It's okay, though. common mistake. Just bring me Little Caesars. I'm gonna eat the Domino's for today, but I prefer Little Caesars.
I hope you know this whole fucking thing is gonna make me go get pizza after this.
I've been starving for pizza since.
Same. We'll get some from
Yeah.
IV.
One.
Cut this out.
Yeah. No, everybody's invited to Mason's tonight.
Yeah.
So she made voices that were whatever, not humanly possible, whatever. Eventually,
Sure.
the priest performing the exorcism identified 4 different spirits possessing her.
Whoa.
One was the spirit of her dead father Jacob, who sexually abused Emma and placed a curse on her. One was the
What?
spirit of her dead aunt Mina, who was a notorious witch and child murderer.
What?
Reportedly.
Reportedly? Fuck you, reportedly.
No.
What does that mean?
I mean, the witch, the aunt being a witch and child murderer. There's no evidence that she was
Of course there's
I'm
not.
sure her dad probably... fuck the dad.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah.
Was
And
there
another-
evidence of that? Did you find?
No.
Okay. I don't wanna
Another
talk
was
about
a
it
spirit named Judas Iscariot, who was believed to be the patron demon of suicide. Yeah, that
that-
Judas. That Judas.
anymore. Oh, really? He's
Yeah.
did he kill himself in the Bible or something?
Yeah, after he gave
What did he
gave
do?
up Jesus,
did
he
something-
hung himself.
He did something really cool, right? I'm just kidding.
You
I
son
know
of a
he's a
bitch.
dick. I'm sorry, God.
And the last
Jesus Christ. Sorry, my Judas jokes were just step over the fucking line.
and the last demon was Beelzebub, whose name I fucking love.
It's not as good as Pazuzu.
Mephisto is cool too.
I fucking put Mephisto in your face.
No. Oh, you said my face. Okay.
Oh, whoa.
I'll put Mephisto in your butthole. When asked what they wanted, the demons replied that they wanted Emma to hang herself so she would go to hell, because
seems like
it
it's
is
just-
believed that suicide is a sin in the Catholic Church.
That seems like it's just Judas who's in charge
Yeah.
of that one.
So what do you want this young woman to do?
Wait, hold on. This is actually Judas's thing. Hold on, let me switch.
Judas, what was the plan again?
Hey, can you guys hear me? This is
Yeah,
Judas.
yeah.
Right, I just wanted to hang herself, because, patron saint of suicide.
Is that what all of you want, or just you, Judas?
Okay, hold on.
No, I'm not a big fan of the suicide thing. I just kind of want to fuck shit up.
Hold on. Let me get the ant out. Hey. Listen, I don't know how I got here. I actually wasn't even a witch, so that's weird.
Do you want her to kill herself?
Did kill those fucking children, though.
What was that?
Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna skip the dad because that's sweaty to say the least.
Yep.
All right, I'm back. Anyway, we're kind of a mixed bag here.
After 23 days and an unusually long exorcism, Emma broke free from the demon's grip. Her first words were reportedly, "Praised be Jesus Christ."
I like to imagine she put a B in there, so she said Jeebus.
There's another account that her first words were, "God damn, I never want to eat Little Caesars again."
I need a cigarette and a Domino's pizza.
Give me some Domino's pizza. Emma lived out the rest of her years in a relatively peaceful and devout manner and never complained of her old symptoms again. The priest who performed the exorcism wrote a book titled "Begone, Satan!"
Okay, that priest knows marketing.
Yeah, which retold his accounts of the exorcism. Later, Emma's story, as well as another possession story from Washington, inspired the novel The Exorcist,
Oh.
which was made into the legendary horror movie that would go on to scare millions of people for decades to come.
That actually makes a shit ton of sense after the green vomit and the clinging to the wall and shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was from Iowa.
Yeah. Well, Iowa and Washington. 2 places that you like.
Yeah, no, I guess. But the fact that it's from Iowa, I mean,
Yeah.
why don't I know that?
I know, it's kind of cool,
That's
huh?
based, that
I didn't
town
know that
better
either.
have, home of the Emma Watson, I don't know, remember, I forgot her name already.
Schmidt.
Emma Schmidt exorcism. That's fucking sweet as shit.
And finally, we reach the final legend on our list that is also based in fact, the haunting of the notorious Villisca Axe Murder House.
Oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Yeah. In the small town of Villisca, Iowa, sits an old white-framed house. On evenings, no lights or sound come from this house. One of the first indications that this house is different from the rest of the homes that surround it is this fact, that no sound of lights come from it, The doors and windows are tightly closed, and the outhouse in the backyard suggests that this house belongs in a different
To a guy
era.
with stinky shits. Because you got to take that outside the house.
Yeah. In another story. Real quick, you might hear some piano in the background. Just ignore that. There's some kid out here inside of the studio who is just belting at the top of his
You'd
lungs.
think that the audio studio would be soundproof. You'd be wrong.
The doors and windows are tightly closed, and the outhouse in the backyard suggests that this house belongs in a different era and in another story. A weathered and old sign warns, rather than welcomes, saying, "This is the murder house." Visitors to the home report numerous different experiences of paranormal activity. Apparitions of the children and the adults who were murdered in the house are said to be seen throughout their home. Strange sounds, screaming, and more can be heard. Many believe this is one of the children who awoke moments before she was bludgeoned to death. Some guests even claim to see random pools of blood on the floor. And when they go to get help, the blood...
Oh my God, let me get some of that blood. Oh, thank God, I've been looking for blood for so long. I finally found it.
Oh, man.
Let me get that blood.
When they go to get help, the blood mysteriously disappears. Ghost groups and and psychics both confirm that the house is haunted by the family.
And physicists. Physicists are also sometimes there.
Yeah, this house is definitely haunted. Jesus fucking Christ. Ugh. Those box elder bugs are back again.
Fucking God. I was like, as soon as you're like, this place is definitely fuck shit, you lose your shit. Oh my God.
People who listened to the first episode remember that this place is inhabited by box elder bugs. And I don't like them.
This is an unsoundproof audio studio infested with box elder bugs. Please donate to our Patreon.
Please.
We really
so
would
we can get mics and not have to come into this place to record.
We'd love to record somewhere else.
Oh, God. Okay. Ghost groups and psychics both confirm that the house is haunted by the family and that they remain restless until the true killer is finally known. Now, the story behind the hauntings is probably more terrifying.
Oh, my God.
Many residents of Villisca around the time believed that the name of their town meant pretty place. On June 10th, 1912,
I didn't know that.
the tranquility of this pretty place was shattered by the discovery of the Villisca Axe murders. The Moore family, well known and well liked, Villisca residents and 2 overnight guests were found murdered in their beds.
God, dude, the times when people were just like, yeah, come in.
Yeah.
Sleep here.
Well, it was the friends of their daughters.
Oh.
Yeah. But that was happening a lot. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I was there. I mean.
What?
Keep reading.
Little known to its residents was the possibility that their town was named not after a pretty place, but after the Indian word Villisca, which means evil spirit.
Wait, so what's Villisca from? Like, is that from a language or?
Well, it's close to Villisca, which makes people think that that's where it came from.
Villisca.
Yeah, like maybe some fucking Germans.
What's Villisca?
Villisca is evil spirit.
The one you said.
Villisca?
Yeah.
No, I said it. Some people think it comes from Villisca.
Right, evil spirit. You don't know what Villisca sounds for.
No, I don't.
Okay. Why they thought that meant pretty place?
Yeah, they just always...
Oh, it was just like a thing like...
Somebody suggested like, oh, it means pretty place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So like when people are like, Oskaloosa means garbage dump.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Because it means it's like I think it was a Native American princess.
Probably.
It was, I think. Right?
Lena and Ina... How would you say that? Lena and Ina? Lena and Ina Stillinger.
Lena and Ina is way funnier.
Lena and Ina Stillinger, the daughters of Joseph and Sarah Stillinger, left their home for church early Sunday morning. They planned on having dinner with their grandmother after the morning service, spending the afternoon with her, and then returning to her home to spend the night after the children's day exercises concluded.
Then,
the girls, however...
Their twin sisters, Mina and Dina... I'm sorry.
The girls, however... Mason, they were brutally murdered. Have some respect.
I thought these were the people who discovered them.
No. The girls, however, were invited by Catherine Moore to spend the night at the Moore home instead.
Oh.
Prior to leaving for the exercises, Mr. Moore placed a call to the Stillinger house to ask permission for the girls to stay overnight.
Wait, what year is this?
They had phones. 1912.
Okay, that's about the time I thought. I didn't think they had phones in 1912.
They did.
Okay, like I didn't assume.
Not like good ones. It was like the one where it was like, hey, I was wondering if your sisters could stay over tonight.
No, right. But
Huh? I said, could your sisters stay over tonight? Yeah, sure. That's what it sounded like.
You're right, but I would assume Villisca, Iowa was one of the last places in the entire world to get a phone. I don't know.
They were pretty hip. Yeah.
It does mean pretty place.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't.
Blanche, Lena and Nina's older sister, told Mr. Moore that her parents were both outdoors, but she would pass the message along to them. The Children's Day program at the Presbyterian Church was an annual event and began approximately at 8 p.m. on Sunday evening, June 9th. According to witnesses, Sarah Moore coordinated the exercise, and all of the Moore children, as well as the Stillinger girls, participated. Basically, okay. The program ended at 9:30, and the Moore family, along with the Sillinger sisters, walked home from the church. They entered their home sometime between 9:45 and 10 p.m. And the following morning at approximately 5 a.m., Mary Peckham, Moore's next-door neighbor, stepped into her yard to hang laundry.
Oh, did you guys drop some strawberry jam? Oh, my God!
At approximately 7 a.m., she realized that not only had the Moores not been outside, nor the chores began, but the house itself seemed unusually still.
God, what a fucking shitty time to be alive. Can you imagine if at 7 a.m. your neighbors were worried?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen them. It's 7 a.m. and
I don't get up until
outside.
1 sometimes.
No shit. What a garbage time to be alive.
Between 7 and 8 a.m., Mary Peckham approached the house and knocked on the door.
It took me an hour to cross the lawn.
Well, it's not known exactly at what time.
I know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got it. I just was a joke. Fuck.
No jokes about Villisca. When she received no response, she attempted to open the door, only to find it locked from the inside. After letting out the Moore's chickens, Mary placed a call to Josiah's brother, Ross Moore, setting into place one of the most mismanaged murder investigations to ever be undertaken.
Okay, I agree, but I think we got to give a little bit of credit to the 1912 police of Villisca, Iowa. Like, do you know how hard it's got to be a small town policeman in a town of 500 people now?
Yeah.
Or what? You know what I mean? I don't know how
Yeah.
big Villisca is. That might have been.
Nah,
weird.
they really fucked this one over, though.
But yeah, but come on. Like, do you know? Like, you walk. Okay, go ahead.
Upon arriving at the home of his brother, Ross Moore attempted to look into a bedroom window and then knocked on the door and shouted, attempting to raise someone inside the house.
Josiah, did you spill raspberry jam? Because it's seriously, looks like there's a lot of jam on the ground.
When that failed, he produced his keys and found one that opened the door.
Oh, never mind. I forgot I had a key.
Although Mrs. Peckham followed him into the porch, she did not enter the parlor. Ross went no further than the room of the parlor.
Seriously, a lot of
Room
jam.
off the parlor, sorry.
A lot of jam in here.
When he opened the bedroom door, he saw 2 bodies on the bed and dark stains on the bedclothes. He returned immediately to the porch and told Mrs. Peckham to call the sheriff. The 2 bodies in the room downstairs were Lena Stillinger, age 12, and her sister, Ina, age 8, house guests of the Moore children.
Not Lena and Ina.
Stop, it's sad.
It's not funny.
It's not... It's not funny.
Lena, it's not... Listen, I'm agree. Lena and Ina's tragedy was terrible.
The remaining members of the Moore family were found in the upstairs bedrooms by City Marshal Hank Horton,
There was China and...
who arrived shortly. Every person in the house had been brutally murdered, their skulls crushed as they slept. Josiah Moore, age 43, Sarah Montgomery Moore, age 39, Herman Moore, age 11, Catherine Moore, age 9, Boyd Moore, age 7, and Paul Moore, 5, as well as the Stillinger sisters.
Holy shit. Okay, so what did you mean by the police bungled it?
I didn't go into detail here, but just everything, how it was handled. I remember, like, immediately, I think it was either Ross or the police when they arrived, started cleaning, like scrubbing down the blood and stuff.
Well, what were they really going to do with blood in 1912 unless there were footprints?
Yeah, exactly. They didn't even get that chance.
They were in bed.
They immediately, like, they destroyed the sheets, which could, if they had taken them into archive, like most other crimes were, we could have determined now who the killer was.
Yeah, but the fucking, again, leave them alone. They were in Villisca, Iowa. They were not like, in...
Jack the Ripper the case of Jack
Yeah,
the Ripper
but
was better handled. That was before 1912.
Yes, but
that was better
also,
handled.
It was also London, which had murders and crime happen in it.
Yeah,
before.
but still, it was better handled.
Villisca, Iowa.
Nah, they were real fucking dummies.
The worst thing they ever had to do was when fucking the town drunk Jimmy got pissed in the streets, and suddenly there's a family plus 2 murdered, and they couldn't, they weren't like, maybe in 100 years this will be evidence. They were just like, oh, fuck!
No.
I get it, but it wasn't the worst thing it's not their fault. I can't blame them too much.
Fuck them, that's what I say.
They're small town sheriffs.
Well, anyway, that's the last of the story.
How's it going? What's the... Holy fuck, I don't know, clean it up.
Hey, what's all this jam on the oh my god!
Yeah, but I don't know if you mentioned so they never caught him at all.
No. If you want to listen to a podcast that went more in depth into this. I recommend Astonishing Legends. They did a whole in-depth, like they do a shit ton of research. They did a whole series on this where they suggest that it was actually a serial killer that was traveling across the United States. It's actually really interesting.
Another cool thing about it too is if you are super into true crime or like ghosts and stuff, in Iowa, the Villisca Murder House is still open and standing.
Yeah.
And they actually let you stay overnight there, kind of like a hotel-ish. It's not like beds and shit. You got to like bring a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Jose and I have not had the chance to do it yet.
We got to do it.
We're really interested.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys can check that out if you want to look at it. If you
go there,
like us.
tell them we sent you.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, who?
Good idea.
But you should. You should say
do it. Tell them.
Yeah.
Tell them.
Please. Fucking tell them, please.
If you tell them and they get a hold of us, we'll see if we can shoot it. Do an
Oh,
episode
that would
of
be
our
the most
podcast
fucking awesome thing ever.
in the Villisca house.
Yeah.
And then we'll get a sleeping bag and we'll go do one on the Columbus Junction Bridge. No, just kidding. Fuck that.
Fuck that. We get...
The bridge is scarier.
Yeah.
Because it's a bridge. It could just fall even if it's not haunted.
And with that, it's time to wrap the show up. If you like the show, we wrapped it up. If you like the show, make sure to leave a 5-star review, which you can do in-app. We'd really appreciate it. Plus, it really helps the show, and we'll read your review. We'll read your review on the show. I was just scatting. I like to scat sometimes, you know? You can support the show by going to patreon.com/captainslogcast and donate $1, or similarly, you can also donate whatever amount you like on Venmo by Venmoing J-VALLE27.
Please get us out of the studio.
Please.
We need microphones.
Yes. Anything helps keep the lights on, and remember, everything goes towards improving the quality of the show.
Yeah.
And so we don't have to deal with the fucking box elder bugs and that fucking kid playing on the piano.
Eventually, if you can get us enough money, we can replace Jose with a better host.
Yes!
We can finally pay somebody to do Jose's job.
We can get, God, who's a better version of me? I mean, there's a lot of people who could be
Guillermo del Toro is interested.
He has expressed interest, yeah, but we can't afford him yet.
No.
However, if those options don't float your boat, there is another way you can help out the show. You can click the Amazon affiliate link in the episode description and buy whatever you might get on Amazon, and we get a kickback from it at no cost to you. I am going to recommend the movie Cabin in the Woods this week, but again, if you decide not to get that and you want to buy anything, you can buy whatever you want as long as you click through the link. You can help us in the easiest way possible.
Go buy it.
So go do that.
Go buy a toolbox. I'm just guessing, but I don't have a toolbox in my house.
I need to buy a toolbox.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a thing adults need, and I don't have one. Get a toolbox. I got tools, I guess, but not a box for them. Go buy a toolbox. You'll thank me later.
Mason, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Mason Schrader. MASONSH.
C.
Stop. There's no fucking C. You piece of shit. Mason SHR. Fuck, that's my email. I started doing my email account. MASONSHRADER. You can follow me there. I mentioned this last episode. I don't use my Twitter, but if I get to 125 followers, I'll start tweeting again.
And then his depression can go up. We want him to get super depressed.
I'll get funnier, probably.
You'll be more mad at the world like I am.
Yeah, because you're the cynical one, you fucking dick.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at j.vaya
And that's
the show on Twitter at Captain's Logpod.
JOS with a little accent mark. E.
No, the accent mark is on the E, you bumbling idiot. We recommend movies on there and post show updates and tweet some occasionally funny things, so go check it out. You can also subscribe on YouTube, where you can find me as Jose Vaya Jr., Animal Productions, and of course the show's official YouTube channel. Mason and I have a really interesting project coming up. Mason, you want to mention that?
Yeah, so if you guys really want to see our faces, or if you're interested in hearing more from us, we've got a project called Dunces and Dimwits coming up, which is a video podcast, but it'll also be available audio only on all your favorite podcast places, where Jose, I, and a friend of ours play Dungeons and Dragons, having really never played it before.
And you can learn along with us.
Yeah, or not, probably.
Or just watch me just try so hard.
It's rough.
Just try so hard to just be anything on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure to tell your friends and family about the show if you enjoyed it, and if you'd like to tell us about how we shouldn't have laughed at Lena and Nina's names, or about how you know someone who was definitely stung by the radioactive hornets, please do so by writing into captainslogcast@gmail.com.
It's not our fault their parents named them Lena and Ina. That's inherently hilarious, especially if they get murdered.
Jesus Christ. You can also suggest episode topics, guests you'd like to have back on, etc. Make sure to subscribe and download on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play, and any other podcast directory. Thanks to Max Bennion for composing the show's theme. And with that, everybody, we've reached the end of our show. Tune in next time at the same time and on the same frequency for another episode. I've been your Captain Jose Valle Jr., joined by
Mason Trader, the first mate.
And this has been Captain's Log. End of transmission.
Pew.